Hey guys, welcome back to Barry's Corner. It's Emily here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys all the books that I read in June. Okay, first, I look a mess. I just got off of work and I work on a farm, so I look a little disheveled right now. But this month I read 5 books and 3 of them are rereads, but I'm so happy about it. Like, I'm so excited to show you guys all the books that I read. Before we get into that, please subscribe and comment down below and like this video. All of my social links are down in the description box below, as well as my Amazon wishlist if you would like to give me a book. Now let's get on to the video. Okay, starting off with a really popular book, From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. Mariana Zapata is everywhere. She's popping. Like, she literally, like, this book is so popular. I read one other Mariana Zapata book and it was called Under Lock, and I gave it, I think, a 3 or a 3.5, and I didn't really love it. I didn't really like her writing style, but this book is so popular that I thought I'd give it a chance. And I was a little bit wrong because I still don't like her writing. I just don't think Mariana Zapata is for me. Okay, I just don't think her writing suits me very, very well. It's just so descriptive, and like for some people that's really, really great. But like it was just a little bit too long. On page 200, like they were still enemies. Come on, like that's more than halfway through the book. And I was just like, what is going on here? It's a really big slow burn, so if you really love slow burn, then it's for you. But also this book was so tropey. I just realized I didn't even tell you what this book is about. So basically it's about a girl named Jasmine Santos, and she is a figure skater and she kind of feels like she's about to retire and she doesn't really want to. So she has one more chance to skate with this guy that she really, really hates, Ivan Lukov. And she's like, you know what? This is my last chance. I'll give it a try. And romance ensues. And the romance was cute. I thought it was very, very cute, but it was so tropey, like a car accident or her hurting her leg. And these aren't like big plot spoilers. Like, trust me, that has literally nothing to do with the main plot of the book. And I found this in the other book as well. Like, there's just so many mini plot points that just did not really matter to the main point of the book at all. I just learned Mariana Zapata is not for me. Okay, I gave this book a 3.5 stars, but looking back, I think it's a 3, and I feel bad for saying that. But it's just, it was cute. And I think that it did what it wanted to do in the cute romance figure skating aspect. But I don't think I'll read any more of her books, although everybody talks about Colty, so maybe I'll read Colty, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Okay, next we're getting into the books that I reread for a video. The first one is My Life with the Walter Boys by Ali Novak. This book I read in middle school and was obsessed with it, and I haven't read it for years, and I wanted to see if it held up, and it sort of did. I mean, it started out as a Wattpad novel, which I did not know when I first picked this book up, but for this one being a Wattpad novel before it was like published, I truly think that it's pretty good. It's basically about this girl named Jackie Howard, and her family dies in a car accident, so she goes and lives with these people. I think they're friends of her family, and they have 12 boys that live in the house, or like 11 boys and one girl that's like a tomboy, and she is literally, romance ensues. Maybe there's a love triangle, maybe there's just like a lot of pranks that happen, and this book was just such a feel-good book. Like Mariana Zapata, it was a little tropey, but it didn't feel so overwhelming and redundant like Mariana Zapata's From Lukov with Love. This one just felt so cheesy and loving, and I just loved it. Like, it was just such a feel-good read. Definitely, like, realistically a 3-star, but like for nostalgia reasons, like a 4 out of 5 stars. It's just such a guilty pleasure read. I loved it so much. It's just gonna be on my shelves forever. Like, I don't think I could ever get rid of this book. Okay, if you know me, I love The Hating Game. Like, it's literally all I talk about, but it was time for my annual reread, and I just love this book. I'm so obsessed with it. If you don't know what it's about, it's a work office romance, enemies to lovers. It's about a girl named Lucy and a guy named Josh. We love Josh in this household. And basically they sit across from each other at work and they play this hating game where they kind of try to make each other feel any type of emotion and make them crack, and then they can like win a point or whatever. But then a promotion is going up and the hating game kind of gets in the way of that. Will this hate turn to love? Of course it does, because it's an adult romance book and I just love it. Lucy is just the right type of cheesy. Josh is the right type of caring. There is such a good balance between enemies and lovers in this book. I also watched the movie afterwards because I just want to do an annual rewatch of the movie. Maybe that'll be an annual thing too, but I'm just obsessed. Also, the movie is not as good as the book. Do not watch the movie thinking like, oh, I can just watch the movie and skip the book. No, you can't do that. That is so not fair. Everything about this book is just so feel good, and like Joshua Templeman, he is the best book boyfriend, like literally ever. If you haven't read adult romance much and you want to find a new book boyfriend, Joshua Templeman is the guy for you, okay? Anyway, The Hating Game, 5 out of 5 stars. You guys know already. Okay, the last book that I reread, Shatter Me by Tahamafi. If you know anything about me, the Shatter Me series is my absolute favorite series of all time. Tahamafi is my favorite author of all time. I've read every single book of hers, including her middle grade, and I'm obsessed. If you don't know what Shatter Me is about, it's about a girl named Juliet who her touch is lethal. Like, she will literally kill you, not on purpose. She doesn't mean to. But she is put into an insane asylum, and she gets a little roommate, and maybe she learns more about the reestablishment, and there's like kind of like a war going on, and she's kind of stuck in the middle and wanting to be used as a weapon. So it is so good. I finally tabbed it. I've read this book like maybe 6 or 7 times already, like throughout my entire life from middle school, and I never tabbed it before, and I finally did. So I'm so excited to just look back at all the tabs. It's just so beautiful. Now, I know that a lot of you guys don't fully like this book, and I'm gonna be honest, there are a lot of flaws in this book, and I want to address some of the things. Juliet being a flawed and annoying main character, that is correct, 100%. In this first book, Juliet is so annoying, but the whole series is about growth, specifically with Juliet. This first book, she is so meek and just so submissive that you're like, get it together, girl. But if you continue reading the series and Unravel Me, she's slowly becoming herself. And in Ignite Me, oh, my favorite book out of the series, she literally finds herself in the best way possible, will not listen to no man. Like, she's doing it finally for herself. Okay, listen, I know that we have some thoughts about Adam later on, but in this stage of her life, I think he was perfect for her. Like, also, when we talk about Akatar by Sarah J. Maas, I know that we have some thoughts about Tamlin, but in that stage of her life, he was so perfect for Feyre, and I feel the same exact way about this book. Like, Adam was just so perfect for Juliet in this stage of her life. Anyway, in reality, it's a 3 stars. In reality, I also have nostalgic, I feel nostalgia for this book, okay? So every single time I go on Goodreads, I'm just gonna be reusing my star rating. Like, I'm just gonna use the same one. Oh my gosh, wait, okay. Also, I just realized I read another book. At the back of this book is Destroy Me, which is novella number 1 from Werner's perspective. I reread that as well. And the first time I ever read Destroy Me, I also hated it. I literally hated it because I felt like Werner was just being gaslighted by his own dreams and like getting this love for Juliet through her harassing him. If you don't know what Destroy Me is about, Werner is like the evil guy in the first book, like the bad guy, and it's a whole entire novella in his perspective and like why he's so obsessed with Juliet. But rereading it, I feel like we got a lot more insight of who Werner is and just why he loves Juliet in the first place. So you know what? I don't hate it. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it, but it was good. Okay, lastly, I read The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams, and this book, I literally wanted it so bad. I went to Barnes & Noble's and immediately read it because I was hearing such great things, and I actually ended up giving it a 4 stars. If you don't know what this is about, it's about a girl named Bree Camden, who's an owner of a dance studio, and her best friend since like high school is a hot NFL legend, Nathan Donaldson, and I love them. She's secretly in love with him. And she drunkenly says it to a news reporter, and then they have to fake date. I love it. But also it's told in dual point of view, and Nathan, he's also secretly in love with her too. And oh my gosh, I literally love it. I literally love it. And so they're both secretly pining for each other. There's something about a guy that is so down bad for a girl from the beginning. I love it. The things that he does for her, I just love it. At the end, it was a little bit rushed. If you read it, you know what I mean. But I also didn't mind. Like, this book was just so cheesy and cute, and I loved it. I definitely don't think the point of this was to be like the best adult romance of all time or to be like the most sophisticated adult romance, because it's definitely not. It's definitely just a feel good, like read it like when you're on vacation, like fun read, and that's what I wanted, and that's what I got. It's definitely a reread book for sure. I'm definitely gonna reread this book a lot because it's just so carefree that you don't really, like, you can put it down and pick it up another day and like remember exactly where you were. Like, you do not need to have a lot of brain power to read this book, but it's great. A little tropey. Oh, also people said that the main girl is a pick-me girl, and she is, but I feel like it fed into the cuteness of the book. Like, it wasn't too overpowering. But if you don't like the pick-me-girl trope, then don't read this because it's very pick-me-girl tropey. Okay, so those were all the books that I read this month. I actually really enjoyed all the books that I read. I had such a fun time in June, starting my internship and then reading all these books. It was just so nice and nostalgic. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you read this month. Please like, please subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and goodbye.